Yeah, fair enough.
I think we could get a bit of a push up to refill some of that.
We'll see.
Very strong
Yeah,
move from this
That
place.
clean candle.
Yeah.
yeah. I thought it might push a little bit further yesterday than it did, but it pulled back just short of. I had a on my CMC account. I had just a very, very small position running. Um, one of them had it stop at break even after being managed, and it got stopped out, and it missed my take profit by about 15 pips. I was aiming just that little bit, like to fill that full fair bet, like that full drop to the Asian London low.
This bit up
But
here.
yeah, just missed it. Your screen's not sharing.
Oh,
Hayden.
sorry, mate. User issues, huh? My first day.
Back to school, mate. Yeah, so I thought we might build enough pressure to fill that full amount, but then with this drop, was that from the earthquake or was that from news?
Yesterday.
Yeah,
Oil.
oil. So oil. Right. So it was war news.
A little bit of war news. Drone attacks in Russia. Israeli president Ben. Oh gosh. Yeah. He was talking about maybe like having an issue with Iran, which is a big oil producing nation. Plus, just strong consumer demand in oil. And then high oil prices leads anything like, when they've had oil above $100 a barrel, it's usually a time of like, heightened tension and oil shock, and it often leads to recession. So cost of goods, cost of everything gets more expensive if oil price is sticky, transport, everything bleeds in, higher inflation, interest rates stay higher for longer, equities suffer.
Well, as long as it's just pulled back to the 250 or 200 level, depending on what broker you're on, that's not a bad little level to pull back to.
All right, we're all good. Sorry about guys, just to get everything set. There we go. Ready to go. Ready to jam. 15 minutes. Is the weather terrible in Sydney? Is it? Brother's just messaged.
Absolutely horrific. I was supposed to go camping tonight.
Camp inside.
No, that's all right. I'll make some money instead.
Well, it's an absolutely stunning afternoon here, but Glenn.
Move west.
Exactly.
You don't. Yeah, you wouldn't have to twist my arm too hard there, Rob.
All right. So, morning everyone. Ty, Richard. Yeah, gotcha. Got that, Richard. I had on the stream starting still. How are you, Ty? All right. German. We had that sell-off yesterday. I think we've got the NFP today, so NFP is going to be the big one. We had. Did you guys like this sell? I kind of gutted that I had this beautiful sell. I put it in the chat. I put it in the chat here, as you can see, on general members. Yesterday, 9:22 a.m. because we didn't have a great trade yesterday, or in the stream anyway. And I was wondering what to do about the Asian wick. Asian wick, talking about this guy over here. this one, this wick. So I attempted shorts about here, looking at like this euro high, and then unfortunately price just didn't have it. I wanted to go long from this yellow line to go up, but it didn't quite get there. It swept euro low and then pushed up. So it's a bit of a bummer that it missed entry area by 3 pips. And then it pushed up, and then I took a sell thinking it was going to still have another leg down to go up, then go down. Then after they failed to materialize at 9:20, I was like, you know what? This candle is where obviously it was a liquidity grab in Asian session. So there's sellers here. That means there's buy orders there. So I said I'm going to sell that. So in here, I was like thinking about this Asian wick, interested in this being an area where Asian traders took sells. I'm going to attempt to short in the break of the high of it with a 25 pip stop loss. We'll see how it goes. Happy to attempt another trade on it. Shame about we missed the buys. I took the sells inside of here, and I was pretty happy with them. Pretty happy because like that was still a really nice move. Secured most. Oh, actually I secured everything. I did even say in that yesterday when I'd entered on the back of just a rejection. This lovely rejection looking candle, little engulfing candle in the 3 minute. Saw that was near the highs. Entered, and then as price was coming down, I went to close some and accidentally closed the whole thing. I was like, oh, damn it. I was like, hopefully it just makes me out. Hopefully it was just an accidental good decision. But because I closed the whole thing for like 35 pips or so. That's what I did over here. Where is it? Oh yeah, meant to close partials just now. Accidentally closed the whole thing. It'd be a shame if it just melts. So at the time I was thinking, well, it was not such a bad problem because it like I closed the whole thing here accidentally. And then price started pushing back up. And then it actually did just nip the high, this yellow line up the top, and then it just melted. So that was annoying because I would have been stopped out anyway with a runner, because entering on this one and accidentally closing full, I wouldn't have let this go to a losing trade. Even though I know I probably should just always leave my stop where it was, which was above here. I could have given it a second chance as well, but this time I was out catching it with a friend, so didn't even see it until I was at home and I had alerts going off like crazy. I was like, what the hell happened? But that was, that was a beautiful trade. So that was in Asian session. Where were the sellers and buyers? So same thing we can do here. Asian session, there were sellers here. Pushing, there's the high, so it makes sense to have a reaction from the high, which is what we had. Now, where were the buyers? There were buyers here, and we've got trend line liquidity. So where do we think price is going to go? I think London can at least, I'd be interested to see what London does, if it can like come down to this area and then tap out these buyers, because there'll be sell orders. There'll be sell orders all underneath in this area. So how much does London want to sweep? Does London want to be greedy and fill some of their orders and at least let it push down into this bit, and then we just see the same sort of move where London pushed up? I'd love to see that. So I'm kind of waiting for 18160 to be tapped. Just maybe just take the low and then start to see some signs of push up. For a push down, if say London just breaks up and breaks above these highs, then I hate trading into clean candle. I hate taking sells when price is in this clean candle area. So I think what I'd prefer for London, I want to take longs, I think, today. And then for initially, and then I think the sells, I'd have to see evidence of what's happening for sells, whether it's from this area or somewhere inside of this area. A 50% retracement on New York would be quite ideal as a data point. But yeah, I think I want to take longs. I think I want to take longs after this. I think this zone is my buy zone. But I need to see a reaction, like a wick. I want to see something. I want to see like some liquidity generated. Some bullish candle. And then we've got anyone's guess with NFP. So I can't wait for NFP. But that's not till later. Ty saying, did a similar thing on Aussie Kiwi on a 20 bounce. Oh, yeah, don't say that. I shouldn't say that. Oh no. I need to catch myself.
Did you now?
Johan, current low of the day is last week's low. Last week's low. Yeah. Yeah, we engulfed last week's candle. We did indeed. I still think we can, this bit of a retracement can be on. But for now, I think from a liquidity point of view, I think there's some good liquidity just sitting around here somewhere. So I'll put a little alert there. Gold. Whilst we're waiting for London Open in 7 minutes time, we've got gold. I don't know what to do about gold. I think with this uncertainty and doubt and fear and inflation and all of that, and just demand for gold, buys make sense as well. At least as well up to the Tokyo fix, which has been untested. So I'd like to see, with NFP, we could see that push, that drop. But I think initially, I think it makes sense for London. That's 100 pips. Jeez, Asian session was massive. It's 100 pips from here. Come on, Hayden, you can do it. I can't do it. I need help. Okay, that's 100 pips. Just that little move. Gosh. Yeah. Asian pushing down so much, London makes sense to correct that Asian move. Like this Asian move that we had. Big Asian move. And then the rest of the session went about like correcting it. So same thing. Had a big push down. I think there's a good chance, a high probability chance that we push up. I had a lovely buy yesterday on gold in the New York session. Really beautiful buy in this area up. And I'll quickly tell you why it was a good buy. We had, it was at the time of this candle coming out. This was the unemployment claims. This red candle was unemployment claims, which came in higher than expected. And at the same time, half an hour before unemployment claims came out, we had the overnight financing rate, the S secured overnight financing rate. And normally it's no real change, but yesterday they secured funding for banks between each other at 5.32%. The previous day was 5.34%. It's only small, but we're talking about banks paying back each other. Now, having a step down from 5.34 to 5.32 means that the cost of those US dollars was less. So there was a little bit more easier demand, easier ability to get US dollars. Plus we had a weakening unemployment. This led to US dollar softening, and we know there's a demand for gold with the central banks buying it. So yeah, 15-minute candle close, lovely looking, just from a technical point of view, lovely looking fake out. And we had liquidity sitting above Asian high, Euro high, London high. So just trading at least above London high was a banger. That was such a beautiful move. So yesterday was, I really liked yesterday. Yesterday was a good day. Yeah, okay. So what's important is that not that you just say buy, not, I know my Zoomers, I know you're not talking directing this to you, but to anyone, it's if you come into the charts and you're looking for buys or you're looking for sells, there's something here for everyone. Just got to get your timing right, make sure you have a bias, and then look at, from a liquidity point of view, where's the sellers and buyers. Because you can't say that sellers were the only ones that made money or buyers were the only ones that made money. Sellers are the only ones that made money here. That's for sure. But so my target zone is this 18,160. I want to see a bit of a, I'd like to see a bit of a pullback, but I wonder if we're going to get that. I wonder if this candle, this negation candle, that could be the negation range, and this could be the retest. Dave C, are you looking at buys from here? From Akshay's teachings?
Sorry, I'm on the bike again. So
I want you to do a different transport method every day. Like tomorrow, study session. Can you be on a canal boat?
It'll be a unicycle tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
Be cycling
Pogo stick, yeah.
That I would actually pay to see a photo of.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
That was nearly as good as Dahl on the bike with all his family.
Who?
Oh, remember that photo, that Indian on the bike with the family?
Oh yeah.
Ages ago.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm the one taking the photo.
And he was the one taking the photo.
Yeah, that was classic.
Yeah, I have actually done trips to IKEA and carried furniture back on my bike, so that probably is me.
Oh my gosh.
When I went to Thailand as well, the whole economy is like moved on those little scooters, aren't they? Like people with their family and their dog wedged in between them, carrying their shopping, and the kid hanging on the handlebars.
Ooh, something's wrong.
Yeah, this is the open now. Come on, 18,160. Love to see something like this. Let's see. Oh yeah, guys as well. Mind giving the stream a like really helps. Helps show support. It's the least you can do. Morning, Heath. How are you? Now, there is a concern the sell-off does continue and it continues lower. So I do want to see reaction before I jump in to any buys. Where's the Asian session wrap? Oh yeah, Kashida. He and Ueda have been in cahoots with each other, and they've been at their ways again, where they're talking intervention. If yen hits above 152. So yen's something to keep an eye on. I think if we can get a gift and we're trading above 152, I think you could have some nice little short US yen trades. Not long, because yen fundamentally there's a lot wrong with it and it should just continue to deteriorate. But if they do a little intervention, there'll be some nice sells available, scalp sells. What's Bitcoin doing? 67. Ripple's 58. Hey Dom, what's your view on the halving that's coming up soon?
So normally when the halving happens, everything nosedives a little bit, but I reckon this year it'll nosedive less than it has in previous years.
Then it's followed by like a massive rally, isn't it? Like 1000%.
Yeah. Yeah, it's normally, I don't know, it's been a while, but it's normally about 6 months after is when it really gets going.
Oh, really? Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Is anyone taking the sells?
No, because I'm a moron.
No, I'm not looking for sells. I'm just wondering if anyone is looking for the sells.
I would have taken it from up here, but I wasn't from the high.
Close back inside, little rejection, breaking the low. That's a Raja style entry on a 5-minute time frame. If this was a 30-minute time frame, maybe the range would be too small. But that'd be like the candle action would be something similar. Come on, 10 more pips. Got to get everything set up.
That's 50 pips drop from the high.
Yeah, but beautiful because that was the Asian high. So it came up, just collected that liquidity. So good reaction area. That would have been really nice to have executed a sell on that. 30-minute candle coming to a close. Big wick up. Hour candle is still just retesting the bottom of that hour candle. So if this was flipping bullish again, filling this wick, that'd be lovely. So we're in this side of this. This is the first little rejection candle. Oh my god, what am I doing? It's like a liquidity candle. Okay.
Asian 50.
Yep.
Your glow.
Gonna give it a shot. See how this goes. Targeting the top. Cautious of any real spikes underneath. I haven't really waited for a candle to confirm because I'm using this as I'm hoping this is a bit of anticipation. Using that as it's not coming up. The HCS. So looking good so far. We're up 13, 14 pips. Come on, push. That was like that. That's the Got its early days. I'll just take a little bit off the table as well. 20 pips positive. Cool, locked it in. Nice and easy. We're done. Done for the day. See ya. Not really.
W.
Yeah, good one. Don't let it become a losing trade. Locked in the easy 20 pips then. Stops. I'm going to secure a bit more, and I'm going to leave my stop loss underneath these lows. I don't want it to come back and like just sweep the bottom. Cool. Do you guys take that? Who took this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice one.
Yeah, I did good trade.
Good one, Manny. How did you end up with gold yesterday, Manny?
Pretty good.
That was pretty fun session.
I had 4 trades and first 3 were profitable.
Oh yeah.
And the last one lost and I was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. You're trying to catch my stop loss, weren't you?
Did you get his lunch money, Manny?
Nah, mate, no one got my lunch money.
Lunch, dinner, everything.
No one got my lunch money yesterday.
I knew you were in, Hayden. I was just grinning. I was just watching. I wasn't in, but I was just grinning, going, I know Haydos took this.
Yeah, I was thinking, because when Kerwin was selling, I'm like, shit.
I know. I'm like, oh, and Hayden's buying and Manny's selling.
Yeah. You guys talking about getting my lunch money.
I took a little buy with you, Haydos. I took a little buy with you. I felt the same.
Everyone, I think, because it did dig quite deep. So even though anyone selling would have, that was a situation where everyone profited. I think. Well, had a chance of profiting.
I only did 2 lots. Yeah. I only did a little one. Just, and I had a big stop loss, but I got it when it was dropping, and I thought, oh, am I catching a falling knife?
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I was
at the neckline, I had it drawn up at the neckline.
I was pretty confident because of the. Oh, sorry, was that Glenn? Were you say this?
1 and 2 up, were you? Bloody going against.
It was a similar setup to this buy that you just took.
Price was ranging.
Well. Don't you reckon?
Yeah. I had a little bit of information though that I was using that I don't have for this move. This move is just purely technical, but that I had.
Yeah, I remember you saying that was interesting. Yeah.
Where is it? 12:59. This one, little unknown thing. That one. That really stood out to me. So they always announce it just before the New York session of what they did last night.
What time was that?
12:59.
So is that do they announce that every New York session?
Yeah.
Hayden, or just with new stuff?
No.
Yeah.
Every night they talk about what the overnight financial rate was. So this is UK time, Danny. Manny, sorry. Manny and Danny talk to me. At 1 minute before US Open, New York Open. A lot of the time it's just the same, so there's no difference. But the day before, I went short on gold. Because it did the same here. Oh, sorry. Not early in the week. It ticked up. So financing rate. Let me just see if I can find the previous one. I think it might be the previous day. This one, yeah. Sorry, the second. Overnight financing rate 5.35 versus 5.34. So it's just it's got to stay between the 5.25 to 5.5. We'll do a study session on it. It's just something I keep an eye on, and most of the time there is no difference, so it's not a data point that you use every day. But on yesterday's example, 0.02 of a difference was significant.
Okay.
So the higher the secured financing rate is,
More
is a
expensive
push
for
for
US
gold.
dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So
And gold falls.
so the interest rates that the Fed set is, you've seen, like when I did this over here, see how it's like a range 5.25 to 5.5. So the actual Fed can't tell banks what they loan at, but the money that the range that the Fed will give to the banks, they can set that, but they can't set what the banks give to the people. So indirectly, this is how they control interest rates, and they offer US dollar financing to banks in this target range of a quarter points. And that's like this 5.25 and then 5.5, because what you'll see is like people will say financial conditions are easing, and you're like, but interest rates haven't changed, so how is that possible? And it's because that they offer funding to banks inside this range, and it's been going between like this for this week from 5.32 to 5.35. And when you're thinking like how much banks borrow, like hundreds of billions of dollars a day, hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars, maybe even $1 trillion, then even like a 0.02 difference is quite significant. But it shows that if this range overnight is even increasing just slightly, it just shows that it's a little bit more expensive for the access of capital. So having a decrease in this by just 0.02, which was don't let this come back and sweep you guys. Having a 0.02 difference means that US dollars were a little bit cheaper for banks, tied in with unemployment coming in a bit higher than expected as well. All of this was two pieces of information that suggested that US dollar was going to be a little bit weaker. That means gold goes up, especially because gold's got demand as well. So if it's the other way around, on Tuesday, when it was actually a little bit more expensive to access capital, then that was a good reason for the gold to have a little short at some stage. So Tuesday was the 1st of April, whatever it was, this one. This day. This one. So when it opened, a little push up and then drop. Cool. Well, I'm really pleased.
Never thought of it like this.
Yeah.
Never looked at gold like this.
Fundamentals are so nice when they give you that clue, because they give you real confidence, and they make your setting your bias a bit easier. And then it's like, because sometimes the hardest thing is to decide which way you want to go and have conviction. And it doesn't always give you that easy sort of idea. Long as we pick an idea, though, based on something, some sort of framework, whether it's like I really like how Kerwin uses that 4-hour candle for his breakout sort of trades, and like 4-hour candle closing in the same direction as the previous day, and then having that pullback and then closing above it leads to like 50 pip move or target that yesterday's daily high. Things like that like gives them a real certainty. It doesn't matter what your style is, as long as you've got like a system that you use to gather data.
Yeah, and if you go off that 4 or 8 hour data, then you can risk more.
Yeah, and like on these low time frames that we all love to trade, buyers and sellers win every day. It's not that only one. If we're trying to be a swing trader on gold, it's pretty hard for you to be making money selling if you've got the wrong buyers in this run up. But every single day here, someone would have profited from taking a short position, someone would have profited from taking a long position at some stage if your price action is correct. Cool. Yeah. So who did take this? Danny, Manny, Glenn, you took it as well.
Yeah, I missed it.
Rob, you missed it.
Me too. I
Dom,
took it.
you took it. Yeah, Dom, you took it. What about you two people? Did anyone take it?
I was in Melbourne this Easter weekend. Loved it.
What was that?
I was in Melbourne this Easter weekend with my parents.
Oh yeah.
We were there for a vacation. I loved it.
Oh yeah. Could have caught up with them with all the Melbourne flights.
Yeah. I was thinking of messaging Danny or someone that whoever stayed.
You should have messaged. You should have messaged me. I've got myself on mute because the kids are rowdy. Sorry.
That's right.
Which area are you in? Danny?
Kids must be going
Sorry.
mental. What area are you in?
Yeah. We're down on the peninsula, down South Peninsula. About 70k south of Melbourne, but we were actually in the city. I took the kids to Cirque du Soleil.
Oh, Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I wanted to go. It's here in Leeds.
Have you been before, Haydos?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. Been a couple
We
times.
saw the
years and years and years ago.
Yeah, same. And I've always said to Rick, and he just gives me a funny look, but my girls do gym and they do the silk, they flip on the silk. Yeah, so they've got all that, and I'm like, we're going. So and it was so good. It was so good.
Yeah, we need someone to look after Maddie. It's only on for 4 nights here this weekend. Dan Moore took it. Sarah took the same trade on Naz. Beautiful. Ty in the chat took it. Richard took it. Looks like a lot of people got it. Yeah. Which one? So we've got Cirque du Soleil.
We had the Luzia.
Oh, we got
The
Avo or something.
Mexicans.
Ovo.
Just take her. Take her with. Just
Maddie.
strap her on and she'll be fine. Yeah, Maddie. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so tonight. No, wait, tonight. Oh, yeah, tonight. It's like.
How'd you go with Maddie yesterday?
She'll just sleep. Just strap her on. She'll be fine.
But what she doesn't, she's going mental. I'm going to throw her onto the stage. Look after her.
No, she'll be fine.
Juggle this.
Yeah. I had a excellent day
Give
with
her a
her
brandy.
yesterday. Had a really good day with her.
Oh, awesome. Good stuff.
She didn't feed though, so that was a bit stressful. But Sarah went to work. I went and I was put the rugby league on because that started at like 10. Had that in the background. Was watching that. Maddie tried to feed Maddie. What I had to do was like put the bottle in her mouth. She was crying. Then I squeezed the nipple of the bottle to squirt like milk in slowly. It took almost half the game to get her to have like 20 mils. So it was slow going. But then she had enough to like that she felt tired. So then she went to slept. Then I sold this. We're like getting rid of some furniture. So I put on the like apartment Facebook group if anyone wants this covered. And this guy came and said, yeah, he'll take it. So I had to help him move it the day before. but then I left some screws home. But then, like as I said, we're going to plan to meet back up so I can give them the last couple of screws, because we had to pull the whole thing apart because it wouldn't fit in the lift. And then, so he messaged me today, yesterday, saying, "Do you have a SD card to USB adapter by any chance?" And I was like, "No, but I've got a old Mac that has the SD card." So he's just like, "Do you mind if I come over and use it?" So I was like, "Yeah, sure." So this guy I've just met the day before came across, we had a coffee. He fixed his work thing up, and then Maddie woke up, and then I came in, and I got Maddie, I was trying to feed her, and he's like, he likes kids. He's like, so randomly, he was like, just some random dude in my house. Having a coffee with my neighbor, essentially. Yeah.
Did you teach him how to trade? Give him some tips?
So by the way, man,
That's
come
funny.
look at this.
I love that.
Yeah, so it was actually a really interesting day. And then he left after like 40 minutes, and then just played with Maddie for a bit more, and then she fed about another 30 mils, which was a punish, and then she went back to sleep, and then that was it. Sarah came home. Such an easy day.
Of course.
Yeah, I hope he's not a serial killer. No, he knows where I live. Yeah. Mate, if I'm awake, do you mind just looking after my place? The spare key's here. And 6 puppies, Sarah. The Dashers had puppies over there. Okay, push. Keep pushing.
Nas is finally having a bit of he was
500 pips yesterday. Insane. Insane. It's a big day.
Do you have a take on NFP? Gold?
Yeah. Oh, do I have a take? Yeah. What want to see is just one-sided news. So we've got unemployment, non-farm payroll, and then average wage earnings. So the comments yesterday set the stage for a sell-off. If Mesta, Kashkari, and Barkin, they're a combination of hawks and doves, but Kashkari dropped a bomb saying that, look, we might not even cut at all if inflation stays sticky. So I don't think that's the case. I think they're going to cut in either way, but just having that little bit of uncertainty sort of balances any bulls out there. So the main thing that they're looking at outside of inflation is the employment sector. So I'm hoping we get one-sided news. So if we get one-sided news, if we get hourly earnings increasing, that means more people have money to spend, more people spending. That puts more pressure on inflation. If we have non-farm employment, this is the low number, so they should easily beat 212. Well, they could easily beat 212 because that is a low number. And unemployment, that one sort of jumps around a bit. So 3.9, 3.7. I think we had 4 point. No. It's been shifting. It's been on the up, and the Fed are willing to accept up to 4.1. So if we get unemployment rising and we get average hourly earnings down, I don't think that the employment change really matters what you get, because people know that's not a very accurate number. But if we get higher unemployment and lower average hourly earnings, then we're going to see a lot of this clean candles on equities recovered, and gold as well, that'll lead to a gold bullish charge to recover, to be pushing up higher, recover this whole Asian session. If it's flipped and we get higher average hourly earnings and lower unemployment rate, then that will lead to a sell-off. I don't mind either way. I just want to see, I'd prefer to see just one-sided data. For this non-farm employment news, you can see that every time that they bring out the new read, at the same time, majority of the time, they revise the previous number. So don't trade the news when it initially comes out. It's a good idea to take a screenshot of this and compare and see, because you can see like February number came out. So when the last NFP came out, they announced 275,000 jobs. So that's like a big increase over the 200 that they forecasted. But at the same time, Feb was, the previous read was 353. They revised that down to 229. So whilst they added 75,000 jobs, they also reduced 124,000 jobs at the same time. So net negative. So if watch to see what 275 has been revised to before you pull the trigger when this new number comes out. That's my tip. Hopefully we get all one-sided, and if it's not strong enough, if it's one-sided enough and it's not like overwhelmingly pushed to one side, like really smashed expectations or really didn't meet expectations, I'd love to see gold on strong data trading above the Asian high, because I would really like to see gold kind of close around 2250 mark. So I'm hoping that we get strong data and that we get an opportunity to sell from above Asian high.
Sorry, one more question. When is the previous data adjusted? As soon as the new comes out?
It's a bit sus when they do it, but it's usually around the same time.
Okay.
When they announce it, they also usually announce a revision, but it's they really aren't that clear on it. It just kind of sneaks in there. You're like, oh, hang on a second. This was 275, now it's saying 238.
Yeah. Right. Thanks.
Yeah, it's a bit of a dodgy one, but we should get some pretty big moves. Looks like Germans come all the way back.
Could we take our profit?
Sorry?
Could we took the profits?
Yeah. I think it's always smart to take profits. As much as I'd love to like just let things run longer, as soon as you get like a good like easy 20 pips on a Friday as well, especially when that trade is happening in the first 5 minutes, it's very unlikely that this is your London low. Extremely unlikely that your London low. So if it's unlikely that's your London low, then do we want to hold a fully open position? I'll still buy the same level again if we get like a little bit of price action from underneath it to go up, because this could be liquidity generated and then it could just sweep that liquidity. But it means that if I take another shot at a trade again, I've already banked profits today. Today can't be a losing day now, unless I gamble on NFP, which there is a chance.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep these profits for NFP now.
Yeah. One thing to make money. One thing to hold on to it.
Mm.
Well, apart from that initial fun, there's been a fizzer. Yesterday we didn't get anything until we're basically closing the stream as well, didn't we? It wasn't until 9 o'clock came. Like it really just grinded for 40 pips, and then it was actually a relatively quick another 40 pips in 20 minutes. So it took an hour to go from here to here, 40 pips, and then took 20 minutes to go from here to here. Oh, gold's going up. Let's have a little look. Yeah, maybe we focus on gold. Okay, taking liquidity from yesterday's mid New York session. No, it was Asian session, sorry. That's Asian. Why is my sessions? Where's Jim? Why is his sessions not working? There we are. Yeah, come up to the Tokyo fix. Place for them to settle. Ah, Manny's here. Manny, you looking to trade to that level?
I took a buy at 81, Hayden. I took a buy there.
81?
Yeah, at 81.
Yeah.
And yeah, because it just hit my Tokyo fixed level was 85 to 285.67.
285.67. Wow.
Yeah.
That's much different.
That's the 10:01. Sorry, 10 to 10:01 Tokyo time, Hayden. So I still mark that there. But I'm going to close now. I'm going to close this position now.
Yeah, taking that swing high, there would have been an exchange. It can still push up again, but that's definitely a pullback zone.
Yeah.
Tokyo.
So yeah, my Tokyo fixed line is 2285.67, Hayden.
So it is off. This is wrong.
Because Tokyo doesn't change its time, mate. Like
yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I was saying to Jim. That we're trying to work out if the code was going to change. So I think I can change this by O2. So there's your Tokyo fix line. Yeah, I thought there was something off when the daylight savings changed in the UK, because I think it's based on GMT. So GMT switches, but Tokyo doesn't change their times.
Yeah, so, and even yesterday's break, Hayden, price came just before I think NY opened, or just after NY. Sorry, the 7 o'clock candle, NY was a FU engulfing, and then I was in sales from 2,300 level. I hadn't closed. I took another sell after that 1 hour FU, and I closed it at the London close, which is also the London fix.
Yeah, okay.
The
4 o'clock one.
Yeah.
So does that change my lower level target? That's still around 2250. Yeah, that hasn't changed. Hello teachers in DAX Euro short. Cool. Yeah, did we close above this little structure? No, we closed at it. I would be interested in longs again if I saw a reaction from this level as like a little double bottom sweep to push up. Glenn, you got any trend lines you're looking at that line up in this area?
Oh, it's very choppy, to be perfectly honest.
It's just such a big range from Asian session. Oh, Tom. Hey, Tom. My wife came home sick, so I had to cook takeaway. You mean you got like a easy meal to cook, or is it you actually went and got takeaway?
Well, be honest now, Tom.
You had to decide on what takeaway you were having.
Went and got takeaway. Yeah. Yeah, we had like, if I'm being, the kids rate me as the best takeaway cook in the house. M&S do some nice like meal for twos over here, which is pretty good. The cost, like, it's just meals you put in the oven. But if we're being lazy, easy to just grab one of those, which is like I think it's like £15 or something for like a 3-course meal, and I'll have like I always mess up the name. Dauphinoise.
Dauphinoise.
Yeah, potato dauphinoise. Like a ham hock or steaks or some sort of like tray that you can just bake, and then like a little dessert. £15, and I think you can pick a couple other sides as well if you want, or a bottle of wine.
I think it's technically called a TV dinner, isn't it, Hayden?
No, that's a microwave dinner.
I think you're trying to glamorize something which is actually
I put in the oven.
Don't misrepresent it.
Maybe like a sneaky chicken katsu. Johnny, finish your work 6 p.m. Oh yeah, that should be illegal. What do you mean? You missed the trade we took. We got one in the first 5 minutes. Nothing significant, but this was the idea. This was the Asian, this was the liquidity candle in euro. Price came down, retested the wick, executed a buy, closed around 21 pips, partials. Runner didn't survive, but I closed initially. I closed half, and then I closed majority, and then left my stop where it was, but it's not looking, so the runner's gonna get closed out, I'm sure, if this breaks underneath. I am tempted to take another buy from here.
I actually took my 20 pips coming back down.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, well, it didn't close above the 15-minute XCS from the Asian session, so I just thought it was still like it didn't. That euro bullish candle in the last 2 candles in the euro session didn't close above 15-minute HCS, so I thought it was likely to come back down.
15-minute HCS. Where is it? I haven't got it on mine. Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Is it a 30-minute?
So I didn't see.
No, it's not.
Go back to 15-minute. Like I checked, and like this didn't quite close above.
Yeah.
This one, this bullish bearish one. So I took it back down here. I'll wait. I took it from here somewhere.
I did fancy another buy, and now I'm actually wondering if that would be a good idea. I'm more keen on gold buys. Well, no, sorry. No, I am. Yeah, more keen on the gold buys.
I think you want to buy NAS based on what happened yesterday.
Buy NAS.
Yeah, check Discord out. German. Look under German.
Oh, Bruce's. I can't believe that was an amazing call he did.
Yeah, I'd say you want to go at least 30 lots on this one.
So I'm keen. I am keen for NAS, but that's usually, I usually don't look at it too closely until New York session, because this is the London, like this is the, if I look at NAS expecting to get a trade in London session, it's not the session to be focusing on. Yeah, you should be focusing on the New York session. That's where you get the volatility. So like, not that you can't. Sarah just got a good one, but like it's just the New York session's so big that it skews how much data, how much pip movement you get. Like this London session, there's 100 pips. So you know we're happy if we get 100 pips on German. 80 pips. This one was 60 pips. So even these like really tiny sessions, because of the size relatively to the New York session, these are still, you know, there's good, that if you got 50 pips on US yen in a session, you'd be stoked. So it's, you know, you could easily see that move corrected, but I normally focus on that New York session. I want to get, I'm pretty sure his name's Paulo. I had a meeting with him where we just, sorry, Glenn?
It's just jumping below that trend line now.
Oh yeah, let's have a look. So if I get right price action, maybe I'd be interested. But what Dave just brought to my attention, that not closing above here, we might sweep all this trend line liquidity. So I don't want to rush into this level. Yeah, I had a catch up with Paulo, or Bruce Lee. We'll just call him Bruce Lee. Caught up with Bruce Lee, and he went through the mid-morning gap, and what he was looking for. I haven't compiled it into something that I've been able to teach to you guys just yet. So I'd like to see if I can get him on again to discuss these mid-morning gaps. He got it from another guy as well called forget, but he was on Trading Nut as well.
I actually asked Bruce Lee. Actually sent me a whole rundown of how he does it, because I asked, and I think there's a lot of people asking him the same question, so maybe I can ask him if I can share it with the group.
Oh yeah,
pretty self-explanatory in the end.
Yeah,
so he told me exactly, and I actually screenshotted how I zoned it out. So I only did this yesterday, but so it's quite clear in my screenshot how to draw the zone.
Yeah.
So I could ask him his mum is sharing it.
Yeah, because he showed me how to do it, and I wrote it down. I need to go. It was when the last couple of months has been so crazy. Oh, look at that dead hair. So yeah, definitely we'll do a study session on it for sure. But these are some super levels. I'll just bring it up for the YouTube chat to show what he called yesterday. Published this NASDAQ. Price to go up to mid-morning gap on the 3rd of April, targeting the 4th of April. Like, look at this, just giant move. And then there was at 12:55 before New York Stock Exchange open. Sorry, before New York open, and then 7 hours later, he's on the phone here. So he sent that when he was on the computer and on the phone, and it just crumbled. Hundreds of pips. Amazing. And then everyone was saying like, you know, incredible call. Now we're looking for that. So see if we can go up to little poo.
German's dropping now, taking the euro low and doji lows.
Yeah, be careful at this level. Testing once. Nice little move. But failing to close up. If you look at the 15-minute chart, it actually looks like it just did like this candle was the retest. Let my levels load. There we go. It kind of looks like a little fake out now, doesn't it? This little range block. This is the range. This candle and this candle. Price pushes up, kind of closes back inside. Be careful buying. Hunter, good morning. Gold's pumping. Yeah, gold longs are good.
Yeah, I took that one.
Nice one. Yeah. Little resistance. A little swing. Price will come back up to it. Little tiny bounce for about 30 pips. Bounced. 29 pips. Close above resistance. Breakout to the next resistance, which is just sitting just higher. Cool. That's a nice little 5-minute Raja trade as well. Close above resistance. Wick down, back the highs. Push up. Another 37 pips. Wow, what a nice movement we're getting towards the second half of the London Open hour. Johan, is it possible for Asia high to be the day's high for German 40? Super tempted the short, expecting a deeper correction before the bullish continuation on D1. Possible for Asia high to be the day's high. Well, the Asia high has already been broken by the pre-London, the Euro Open. Yeah, this is sweeping this liquidity now. All this trendline liquidity has been built up.
Looks like Raja took the gold buys.
You took gold buys as well?
No, Raja.
Oh, is he streaming, is he?
Nah, he put a video on Instagram.
Oh.
Posted a video. London Open.
Good one.
I'll took some liquidity from somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, from this little area. The London wick is lower than the Asian high in my chart. London wick for German. Yeah. Are your time zones? Oh, is this wick? Have you got a really wicky area around the open, and that's why it's higher? Oh, okay, because that's different data. I think it's possible. It's possible that that's the high of the day already, if NFP comes in hotter than expected, and then you see equities sell off. But with NFP, I'm not really confident to say where the high or the low of the day is going to be. The threat of the news is just too high. It's going to be too much of an impact. They could really just create like a lot of whipsaw. Oh, see you, Heath. Yeah, gold up 40 pips, pull back 30 pips, push it up again 40 pips.
Oh. Oh, wow. Well, I wasn't quick enough for that one. Oh.
It's pretty nice, just liquidity, because you're going to have a different, like, why do you think price comes back? market's pretty efficient at like mopping up orders, and like there would be people looking to take a break of the high. So when price pushes and breaks that high, there would be a lot of like buyers jumping in to there. And when price moves far enough, they know the retail behavior is the move stops to break even. So that buy that's been pushing price up, when you push your little stop loss up to break even, that's a sell order, and the market comes back down to collect that sell order so that they can keep buying those sell orders. That's why you get these like little pullbacks. That's why this like little resistance becomes a support. Mustafa, gold is...
Hey, can I ask what might be a really dumb question?
Yeah, mate.
You know, when you talk to, institutions, they come back to get those orders and move forwards and all the rest of it.
Yep.
There's multiple monstrous institutions, like, not that they're working in cahoots, but it feels like for that to happen, they all need a line to each other to say, all right, we're gonna push it down to here, and then we're gonna move it to there. Like, if it was one massive entity, I understand the concept.
Yeah.
But when I know that
I lost it for the last few seconds.
Yeah, essentially when there's multiple entities trying to move the market,
yeah,
how does it remain as efficient as it is? Because they could be battling for different positions.
Yeah, I think it's just who has the money to deploy at that particular time. So you have them all like, it's not like they're all entering exactly the same time. It's that these guys would have their capital that they can deploy, and it depends on how quickly they release it into the market. If they trickle it into the market and they can say like, well, someone pushed price, someone bought and price was pushing up, and it gets to an area that there's clearly like a previous high, that there's going to be orders around this area. So it could be as well that once it reaches this area, there is going to be people willing to sell because it's a previous resistance. Also at the same time that people bought, if they know that there's an area here where people are willing to sell, then this is going to be a natural exchange where they offload some of that position from buyers into the people that are willing to sell. And then there could also be someone that's sitting there waiting because computers organize this as well. So computers can make these like massive algorithms that they have. This computer for this one institution could have, let's just say they've got 100 million at their disposal, and it's all based on just trading when they sense different things in the market. All these institutions play their game, but like one computer, one algo might then do whatever it takes to push price down, and then the data that this one has triggers some information to another algorithm that would be looking to capitalize from this point, and then like it's all pieces of the puzzle that like fit like a zipper. Like they all read off each other based on what happens in the market. It's not like they've actually got a line of communication saying, hey, this is what we're going to do. Now, it actually doesn't take...
that makes sense.
It doesn't take, like, that 100 million that they deploy, it doesn't mean that, like, there's also velocity. You've got to consider that for retail traders, on average, the amount of volume that comes into the market, buying and selling volume, on a typical day, there would be a pretty reliable metrics on how much buying comes in by retail, and that could be, let's say that at the London Open, where there's a volume spike, more people are watching it, so there's more volume. But let's say that over every 5 minutes, X amount of volume of buy orders versus sell orders can come into the market, and they could say, well, X amount of liquidity from traders could be 20 million per 5 minutes. If they don't want price to move anywhere, or they try to like build a position without giving away the direction, the algos might just absorb what they can, and if they start seeing like differences in ticks and spread, they can adapt to like saying, hey, we're actually selling too much and we're starting to exhaust the buyers, so price is starting to tick a bit more rapidly down. That could then they could like ease off and let the buyers sort of come back in, so price sort of just stalls in an area. If they really want to create an impression where there's a lot of buying activity, they know that maybe X amount of dollar buy orders comes in at one certain point, so they can say, well, we want to print a large bullish candle, because we know what happens if we know what the kind of retail response is if we see a fast, rapid, big bullish candle up. So if they know how many sellers or buyers are in the market at any particular time, they can quickly overwhelm that by deploying a larger percentage of this at 1 second, like just rapidly put it into the market, and that will quickly overwhelm any sellers that are there, and it will print a large candle that just jumps up. And then from that jump up, you can see, like, if people, FOMO will dictate that retail traders will then jump in, and they will then do the job to push price up to the level that they might be sitting and waiting to say, well, we actually want to sell this level. So there's two things here. There's one, there's only so many buyers and sellers. Like, you can think of it like a marketplace where I'm selling oranges, and I know that I get like people come through and look at my orange store, and they come through, they can't, there's only so much they can come through. It's either going to be a slow day or a normal day or a fast day, but I know I should be able to sell maybe a kilo of oranges every couple minutes. Now, if what could happen is, like, if someone wanted to come in and maybe this analogy is kind of falling apart, but it's like, I know roughly from my statistics how many oranges I need to have on hand, because I've got data showing how many people roughly come in on a Saturday morning to get oranges. I don't bring unlimited amount, but if, say, I did like a flash sale and I made like a discount for all my oranges and brought in tons of it, people could like, this analogy's not really going that well. I would think of something else on the fly. Anyway, basically you've got these algos that have like unlimited capital. Let's say they've got 100 billion. They can either drip feed it into the market, or they can deploy a larger percentage all at one go, and it's going to create different effects in the market, and they know that whatever they do in that is going to lead to a certain response, and then other algos can pick up on it, and other institutions can then say, well, we know that there's going to be a breakout, we know there's going to be orders sitting here, and maybe they want to target sellers back down to that level because they know there's going to be buy or sell orders sitting here. Same as above swing highs and above breakout highs, there's going to be a higher activity of orders at these particular points, and they just manipulate those points because they just know. It's not like they're out to get you, it's just they know that there are breakout traders and there are people that trade resistance and put stop losses above resistances. So all these three areas are constantly just going to be feeded on throughout the session, and it's algos picking up this. They just know. It's just a well-trained algo that picks up on these things. That makes sense, or I just confuse everyone?
No, that makes sense. Perfect sense.
Yeah, if it was a human doing this, like human traders at these like institutions, yeah, you'd have to think that they've got like they're constantly on the phone with each other with a big game, laughing about how they're manipulating everyone. But it's just,
yeah, that's what I was trying to work out. I was like, how are they doing this?
Yeah, it's mostly algos. The amount of algo trading versus real people trading in these institutions is very small. So they
But
have like
they can see depth of market where we can't do that either.
yeah. So they've got access because the amount of money that they'll pay the liquidity providers. They would have banks
They can
will
see
be
how many orders are sitting at what levels.
yeah, and banks like you got when we put a trade on, our broker sends it to the liquidity provider, and they pay like a fee to pass that trade on, which gets passed on to us, and that's what we pay commission per trade, or it's built into the spread. And the liquidity provider, the aggregator, is meant to match buyers and sellers together, and that's why it can happen so instantaneously because it's done by computers. But then you've got big banks that are inside of here, inside this liquidity pool as well, and what they can do is they can just decide to engage with each other only, or they can decide to put a market into the other area where there's like retail buy and sell orders, and they can choose to take either. But they've got technology that lives inside these liquidity providers, liquidity pool, where they can see like depth of market and see like there's a whole bunch of pending orders at this area, so they know they can go and like sweep this zone because there's a bunch they can see like as a heat map.
Liquidity.
Yeah, as liquidity. So it just sort of targets where there's more people willing to sell. If there's a whole bunch of pressure of people willing to sell and only a little bit of pressure of people willing to buy, price is going to gravitate to the area that there's more pressure. But they can see inside of this, and we can't. But when you look at like banks and understand like their trading floor, it's a team of like quant traders and people that understand mathematics and all that just develop algorithms to do the trading, not just me there sitting pushing a button behind the computer. There are some that still do that, do like the manual trading, but there's a much bigger percentage of people that built algorithms and to manage their portfolios. Well, that level actually held as a bit of a sweep. 15-minute sweep candle, 5-minute close as like a bit of a fake out. Boom. Mustafa in the YouTube, gold is clear bearish. I want to make rich. Quick gold is always gold. Yeah. See you, Manny. Have a great weekend, buddy. YouTube streams, I'm going to close it down. 9 o'clock. So I think we're done for the session. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys have a great weekend. On the Trading Nut stream, my name was Haydos FX. You can find me on YouTube. We stream every day on Cam's channel. It's not every day. It's mixed between other traders. But if you enjoyed this, come give this channel a like and a follow and some support. Really appreciate it. My YouTube. Appreciate you guys. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope you guys had a good week as well. Be careful with NFP. I'm going to close it down. My Zoomers, just stay on. We're going to have a little chat. All right, YouTube. See ya.